High school films during the 1950s and 1970s display a wide array of subject matters throughout their storylines. Bullying, gang violence, teen pregnancy, coming of age are all some of the many that are conveyed to develop a story and its characters. Famous high school films such as Carrie, Rebel Without a Cause, Grease, To Sir with Love, and Cooley High display subject matters that are more pronounced. These films were, and still are, very popular for their depiction of the day-to-day experience that teenagers face and how they handle their issues. Rebel Without a Cause features a rebellious teen with a troubled past coming into a new town. Grease is a musical about a teenage summer romance which comes to an end before school starts. Later, they discover that they both attend the same high school. To Sir with Love is about an engineer trainee and his experience while teaching a group of rambunctious kids from the slums of London. Cooley High is a film based on a group of friends and their high school experiences, parties, hanging out, and meeting new friends. Carrie is a horror movie about a shy, timid girl oppressed by her religious mother. She discovers her telekinetic powers after being humiliated by her peers at prom. These films take place in different eras and settings, urban and suburban. Yet, we see patterns on the subject matters that are shown. Homophobic jokes, rebellious students, deadly drag races are all behaviors that are displayed in these films, which can fall under three dominant subject matters. Regardless of social environment and decade, the most dominant subject matters that appear in high school films during the 1950s and 1970s are students needing help with self-direction and identity, delinquency, and bullying.
High school films typically depict students as rowdy and rambunctious teenagers. The films mentioned show that some students lacking direction and having trouble defining their self-identity. Oftentimes, these teens come from broken homes or homes where they do not get the attention they need. In an article written by Beth Thompson and Abigail Erdman titled "Students Find a Sense of Belonging," research was conducted that suggests the teacher's role is particularly critical when students are at risk of poverty or prior academic failure. In a different article written by Jason Tevin and James McCrowski, their evidence suggests that students' academic outcomes is directly linked to their belief on the level of care that adults show at school. In this clip, we see Thackeray taking a class of rebellious teenagers going to the museum to learn about culture and history. This act by Thackeray, which was never before done by any other teacher, got the students excited and sparked their interest on learning more. In Cooley High, Mr. Mason cared about his students and wanted them to succeed. For example, he was able to get Cochise and Preacher out of jail, which offered them a sense of direction. The students were both accomplices in a Grand Theft Auto case. They both lacked intervention from parents, so their teachers stepped in to help them out. In the film Grease, Frenchie is having trouble figuring out her direction in life and decides to drop out of high school and pursue a career in beauty. However, she fails beauty, which leaves her hopeless and needing direction. Luckily, her guardian angel was there to point her in the right direction.
Another subject matter discussed in these films was delinquency. In the article, Reputation Enhancement and Involvement in Delinquency Among High School Students, it states that teens may be designated as at risk of beginning on a negative path if they engage in delinquent activities but have not been caught, gotten warrants, or did time in juvie. These teens are prone to continue these activities if they never get caught, which is what happens in these films. The films show delinquent high school teens engaging in dangerous activities with no consequences at all. Coincidentally, Cooley High, Grease, and Rebel Without a Cause all deal with delinquency of motor vehicles. In the movie Cooley High, we see a case of Grand Theft Auto, which eventually leads into a police chase and car collision. In Grease, we see an illegal car race held in a private area. Kenicki's car has been remodeled with stolen parts and plans on drag racing against the other rival gang's leader, Craterface. Finally, in Rebel Without a Cause, we witness again the stealing of cars leading up to a dangerous and fatal Chicky Run race. Aside from stealing vehicles, Buzz the school bully dies as a result of the race.
Bullying is displayed in every one of these films in one way or another. The films mentioned show high school students bullied in a variety of ways, whether it's a passive-aggressive remark, physical contact, or public humiliation. Some people view bullying as a rite of passage among students, while others see it as a crime that causes mental damage and insecurities. In fact, a study conducted by a research team led by Professor Dieter Wolk concluded that children that are bullied could experience the effects long into adulthood. These effects make it harder for individuals to form social relationships and have trouble keeping a job. Oftentimes, the students that are bullied show a pattern of characteristics that make them become a target. Bullies will target people who are timid, shy, outcast, or have differences outside the norm. In the film Rebel Without a Cause, Jim becomes a victim of bullying by being an outsider. He is new to this town and local high school, which makes him an outcast and an easy target for Buzz, which is the head of the clique known to bully or fight individuals who undermine him. In this clip, we see Buzz's gang lead and eventually corner Jim after their field trip, where Jim makes an attempt to be funny. Buzz starts to verbally bully Jim and tries to get under his skin. At this point, the altercation escalates into a knife fight in which Jim gets his shirt slashed by Buzz's knife. In the film Grease, we see the popular students at the high school make fun of another student named Eugene. He becomes the center of homophobic jokes throughout the film and is also physically bullied. The students and even teachers brush off these actions and act as if this behavior is normal.
In the movie Carrie, she is a teenage outcast in her school. She becomes a standout target for everyone to attack on. Referencing to an article from Loyola Chicago University, The Bully and the Bullied, a common theme that grows in comparison to Rebel Without a Cause is that they don't see the situation from one person's perspective. By not seeing the consequences it could inflict on a person emotionally, this could result in drastic measures externally. This leads Carrie to a breaking point and releases all her rage to those who oppose her. In this clip, we see Carrie's classmates verbally and physically humiliate her. Carrie just had her period, something which has no knowledge of, and desperately seeks help, but only receives ridicule from her peers for being naive. We can see the mental and damage and embarrassment she endures by being a victim of bullying. However, her classmates feel it is all fun and games.
As we can see, the most dominant subject matters that appear in high school films during the 1950s through the 1970s are students needing help with self-direction, delinquency, and bullying. These subject matters appear throughout these films regardless of setting and decade. The films show the audience what issues teenagers face in their day-to-day high school experience. They teach us the struggles that students face, whether it's lacking parental or academic attention, peer pressure, and bullying.